if you're going with a mount, then you won't get the contact. And that one we'll see how it works today.
Yeah, nice job on the
Used as a winch, so it stands out. The gap gets very large on this side, so that's an indicator of where you're at on that. It's not arbitrary at all.
This motor is totally designed specifically for this winch. This is not an off-the-shelf motor. This is the aluminum housing. You'll notice on the inside there are 9 ribs. Ribs are contoured specifically to house the flux ring. So this really acts, this aluminum housing acts as a heat sink. It absorbs the heat and it dissipates it out. So what that gives us is much longer run times and faster cool down times. Instead of the wires, we're using bus bars here to connect. So it's a much more direct connection and much more efficient. It's also helping contribute to faster line speed. All the fasteners on the winch are stainless steel. And the transmission is also totally new on this winch. We went from 3 carrier pins on the first and second stage to 6. We went to thicker plates and wider gear face on the second and third stage. All of these help us with a better line speed. We're seeing much faster no-load line speed on this. The noise is also attributable to the quality and the craftsmanship that we have going on. This drum is 3.15 inches in diameter. So the drum got bigger. You'll also notice it's an aluminum drum, and it's one solid piece, so there are no seams. That also helps for sealing and helps us get the IP68 rating. With the drum getting bigger, it gives a lot less wear on the rope because you're now putting rope around a bigger circumference, right? So much less wear and tear on the rope. This drum also helps set the stage in addition with the motor and the gear train to get us faster line speed. Because it's aluminum, it also dissipates heat much better. So you'll notice we had aluminum here, we had an aluminum tie plate, we have aluminum on the transmission, we have aluminum drum. Basically, everything's aluminum. So the whole chassis is really dissipating heat. There's a mud excluder and then there's a spring-loaded seal in here. Nobody else has seals like this. So better sealing, better heat dissipation, and one of the other things we did was an integrated rope anchor. And that's what you see right here. So this rope anchor is much stronger than a traditional rope anchor. As you'll notice, there's a little slot in the drum. That puck will be seated in a little more. All you need to do is put a screwdriver in there, pry it out, pull the puck out, and then pull the wire out. That's it. Very easy. So much stronger rope anchor, but still very easy to change rope. So this is what sits right under here, and it's connecting right through here. Best contactor on the market, very reliable, very durable. You have the ability to leave it as an integrated version, or if you want, you remove a screw, remove the 3 nuts on the motor bolts, 4 fasteners from the tie plate that hold the control pack on, and there you go. You now have a low profile version. What we have is a relocation kit. We have a couple of kits, and you now have a nice, elegant connection. There's no exposed field wires, so it gives it a clean, crafted look. If you drew a line right down the center of this winch, the distance from this side to the other side is exactly the same. So a Zeon will come in at 8,000, 10,000, and 12,000 pound capacities with a roller fairlead. It will come in at 8,000 and 10,000 pound capacities with Spidora synthetic rope and a Haas fairlead.
Today we're going to use the new Zeon 10 to give an example of how winches can be used in other ways. A lot of ranchers and farmers and DIYers use a winch for a lot of different things besides just vehicle recovery. So today we're going to set a fence post and show you how easy it is. So this is our Zeon 10S. It's a 10,000 pound winch. The S stands for synthetic, so it's got our Spidura synthetic rope on it. We put our extension kit on there, so I pulled the control pack off. The extension kit has you remove the bus bars. You would have seen the 3 bus bars in the cutaway, and we replaced the bus bars with this little module that can only be mounted one way, so that you don't mix up the 3 motor cables. We have cable extensions, and then up underneath the hood we've mounted the contactor control pack. So we've got 2 accessories actually on this particular winch. This is for applications where there might be a grill guard or something that's real low over the front, so you can't mount the winch because of clearance. Once we get the Jeep up, we'll lift the hood for you, then you can see the contactor inside. So today we're going to show you just your basic, most common self-recovery. It's going to be a single line pull. Remove the contactor from the original control pack, and you can see how small this is, so it's going to be really easy to mount even when you don't have much space at all. The power cable then was routed across the firewall over to the battery, and the socket for the remote control plug, its wire harness is right here, and then it was routed to the front. Yeah,
sure.
So they can always wrap it up and tie it off.
This winch uses a rotating ring gear. The difference is on the sliding ring gear, when you move the clutch lever, you're actually sliding the ring gear back and forth inside the gear train. On this here, all you're doing is turning a cam, which is on the clutch lever. So the clutch lever itself, you can see, is really easy to move back and forth. Crease pull is really easy. You can see how quick and easy I can pull that off the drum. I mean, look at this. And I'm not a big guy. On a bull bar application, the winch would be mounted, the bottom would be mounted 90 degrees up like this. So then the clutch lever would be back, so you can rotate that up, so you still have access through the top of the bull bar to get to the clutch lever.
No, I didn't get that.
These winches here, since we've got a different type of gear train design and motor housing design, there's 5 bolt holes on each side instead of 10. So we've got fewer spots where water could actually get in.
If you look at IP67, which is the rating below this, that means that you can take a winch, you can put it in 3 feet of water for 30 minutes, take it out, and it works. No problem at all.
Yeah.
This is the next level up from that.
But we've got better gaskets, we've got better sealing with the way that the housings are put together, and all that. We've got 5 bolts holding the housing together, so you've got better sealing because of the extra fasteners.
But this new KTM is like that.
We're going to use a double line pull on both vehicles, which is a fairly standard pull in the field.
So a big change for us, you guys probably are all very familiar with the square nut and the standard locking bolt. So here's the new mounting hardware. It's metric, so it's 10 millimeter, 1.5 pitch, and it's a flanged nylock hex nut. So when you go to the flange style, it changes the bolt size or wrench size slightly, but it took out the stress risers of just the standard hex nut, and we were able to increase the load capacity of the feet by having the flanges.
As you know, we've got the new Zeon in the 8, the 10, and the 12,000 pound capacity. And then one of the things that makes us even more versatile is the fact we've got the corrosion resistant finish, stainless steel hardware, and of course the sealing, which gives us the IP68 qualification on the sealing, so it can take all the weather.